Also, thank you as well. What's up, Asphalt? Actually, I'm gonna go get some more water. A second. Okay, I'm back. So I've mined, I think by this point, I think I've actually mined 40 million blocks by this point. I mean, if you don't count the water, it's probably close to like, I mean, if you count the water, it's definitely, I think it's around 40 million blocks, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of a hard number to define, but I would say if you account for the water, it's close to 40 million, but if you don't account for the water, what's up, Mini Cooper? If you don't account for the water, then it's probably, close to like 37 million, somewhere around there. I'd say by the end of this project, I should have over 47 million, or 40, I'd say close to 45 million if you, like, at least 45 million, even if you account for water, or if you don't account for water. I'm at 82%, somewhere around there, I think. I think a little bit further than that, probably. No, I'm actually no, I'm probably like up to 84% by this point. Getting there very slowly though. extremely slowly. Just gonna slowly go up a percentage every couple of days or so. That sort of depends on what day depends on what day, but and these days I'm going for 4 hours straight pretty much, so because I have nothing else to do and I have work at like an hour or so after that, so I have pretty much 4 hours of straight mining to do, or that I can do. What's up, Maverick? Thank you as well. up, unknown. Yeah, I'll be mining the nether. I have no idea how many days my Minecraft world is, but I've been doing this for probably, I'd say a minimum of 2,000 hours. 2,000, real life hours. Not anything like Minecraft or anything like that. So yeah, Minecraft days is definitely in the thousands for sure. There's no doubt about that one. I've probably spent 2,000 hours by this point. I definitely have way over 2,000 by the time the end of this project. Probably close to like, I'd argue even close to 3K by the end of this project. What's up, Cjek? I don't know how to say that name, but I don't know about that one. I mean, I'm expecting some well, maybe. I mean, I'm kind of expecting more growth at some point, but it's like, because to be honest, it's kind of inevitable. But, I don't know how much. I mean, there is a small chance that nothing will happen, but that's looking, like a very small chance of that even not, there's a way higher chance of something happening versus not happening by this point. And by the, historical events that have happened on this channel, to be honest. What's up, Biggie Cheese? One hour in real life is like 3 hours in Minecraft or something like that. You just take your hours and divide it by, multiply by 3 and you get the amount of Minecraft days. So in my case, if I have like 2,000 hours, just multiply by 3 and I have around 6,000. Something like that. So that would mean by the end of by the end of this project's probably gonna take around 10,000 Minecraft days. Not gonna lie, Minecraft days is kind of an odd measurement to measure how long somebody stays and does I mean, actually, it makes more sense because it's actually no, it doesn't really. It's the same as hours anyway. So even if you go AFK, it still counts for hours, or counts for hours or Minecraft days. It makes no difference. Let's go with that. I'd argue even more, honestly. I'd say I could argue over 3,000 hours because of breaks and other factors. Like mining ore. Not counting the channel either, though. Not counting the editing and stuff like that for videos, which, to be fair, it took a long time at some point, but doesn't take nearly as long as it used to. Unfortunately, I don't have all the footage. I never really bothered to record it because it's kind of a pain to record and upload. I don't have that much hard drive space. I mean, I know I probably could have prepared for that, but I never really cared to record everything. I just wanted this channel just for purely for the sake of just verification that this project's legitimate, and that's like the main reason. It's just for verification for legitimacy and some documentation for this project. Because also another thing to mention is the problem with this version is that you don't have any of those fancy features like you do on Java, like the replay mod or whatever it's called. You do not have any of those fancy features. So I'm pretty, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I'm very limited to that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to mine the nether. It won't take nearly as long as this project anyway, so. I would like to document the nether though, like more of the nether, because I wasn't really too big into streaming when I first started this, to be honest with you. But I would like to stream more of the nether, unlike the overworld where I missed a good amount of the footage. I'd say way over half the footage. Yeah, I mean, I would say I have a good amount of the footage, especially the end of the project. I'd say the beginning isn't really captured too much, unfortunately. That was also when I wasn't putting much effort into the channel or anything like that, but I would say I have a good amount of the project. I'd say I have enough where people can 100% believe that the legitimacy of this project. mean, the only thing I think I technically can't really prove is the amount of sponges that I have due to a glitch that happened a long time ago. But, that's probably the only thing, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Which, I mean, it's not like a insane amount of sponges, because, I mean, to be fair, it isn't gonna make that much of a difference anyway, so... It's not like that little glitch even mattered that much anyway. What's up, Mohammed? I mean, I have an entire section, what's it called, time-lapse. That's the only time-lapse I was doing, though, because I just don't want to bother with that. I can't do anything special with the time-lapse, because it's like, I don't have the equipment. Like, the PS4 isn't equipped like Java. It's not like RWMC or whatever, where you can literally, record and time-lapse 2,000 hours of footage or whatever. Don't worry, I'm gonna make a little montage of, like, the update videos. I basically take I think it's 19 update videos, and put them in a giant montage, pretty much, at the end. It's gonna be a pretty crazy video, trust me. It's not gonna be, like, time-lapse worthy, but it's gonna be, like, more like a giant 4-year montage of, very cinematic, but, it's gonna be still kinda crazy. It's gonna be a bit more unique, actually, than just a time-lapse. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think those time-lapses are a little bit overdone. They're really cool, don't get me wrong, but I think they're just a bit overdone. Especially for somebody who's done a time-lapse. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty cool. So I think they're a little bit overdone, personally speaking. I mean, obviously that's just a personal thing. It's not like, I mean, I can't really define what's done or what's overdone, so it's not like, I'm not gonna just be like, oh yes, I'm gonna say this for the entire world that it's overdone. So, yeah, no. It's not really how that works. I think people need to stop doing that when it comes to opinions. Stop thinking that their opinions are like God. But, besides that, it's... I just don't have the equipment for it. That's the main reason, really. The PS4 is so limited, especially for Legacy. Actually, just thinking about it, the first, like... Here's the another problem, is that I don't really have any way to record well. You gotta also remember that. Look at my time-lapse. It's a very low quality. It has to be low quality, because it's limited to Legacy. I literally can't do much about it. I can't do much about this, I can't do much when it comes to... I can't manipulate the render distance and make it, like, 200 chunks and somehow manage to fly over the entire world to see the entire world being mined out or something like that. Or not fly, but you know what I mean, like build up. Or something like that. I can't use like a second camera. I can't do... And I know people found the two-player screen, the split screen really annoying also when I was streaming it with it, so I don't blame them. It was kind of a pain because you get half the screen for just the mining and then half is for the split screen, so I can't do separate. In this case. What's up, Fishy? Don't worry, I have a video on, clarifying, like, it basically just clarifies my motivations and why, if you want to watch it. You can just look at the description as well. I think you can look at the description. I don't remember if it actually states why, or if it just states, like, the key points in the video. I have no idea, but just watch that video, and you'll get probably most of your answers, hopefully, that come, like, the meta part of this project. It's like one of my newest videos. Also, I'm just gonna mention, I did a... what is it called? I did a 200-hour time-lapse. I sped that thing up to, I had to speed that thing up to a ridiculous speed just to make it even tolerable. Like, I understand, I'm starting to understand why RWMC, that 2,000-hour time-lapse or whatever, I understand why it's like 40 minutes or something like that. I totally understand why. Because they had to condense 10 times as much footage from that. They had to have 10 times the footage that I had to have. And I think their time lapse was even way faster than mine too. So, but to be fair, I was also limited in that area because, let me just tell you, it took a long time to figure out what the spot was, the perfect spot was for, even if that may not even have the good, or what the best spot was at least for the time lapse. That may have not even been the best spot, but honestly, I think, you know how hard it is to figure out, to try to have like not manipulate, but like use the render distance to its absolute maximum. Very tedious, let me tell you. Especially for a section this big, I barely had enough render distance. I don't think I even showed the entire section, I'm pretty sure. So it would be a very okay, it could be satisfying, but it would be also an extremely repetitive time lapse, and or very. I think the montage is going to be a little bit more inspiring if I use the correct music and stuff like that, or like more cinematic. Is a better way of saying it. It's actually surprisingly optimized. I think the only time it actually lags is when I'm near a bunch of chests, but that's the only time I've seen it lag, really. And it's only for periods of time. It's like it stops after everything's rendered. What's up, I think it's OO. I was thinking about saying the second part, but I think it's kind of funny to... I know what you mean, though. I've crashed my game, actually, using, like, breaking chests. The game is oddly unoptimized when it comes to, like, entities, like, huge amounts of entities. You know, I think I'm just gonna go with WoW in terms of name-wise, because I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. It's really funny to say. I'm not gonna lie. But it also slightly makes me cringe as well. What's up, Demon Ritos? I may still say it just for the lulz, honestly. So do you have any news on Sword King? About like him starting up Bedrock Massacre again, or if he's already started it up at some point? Oh god, no. I think the only time I'll do that is in the nether. That's probably the only time I'd actually consider doing that, but... Oh, okay, never mind then. Can't believe it's been 8 months. What's up, Glacier? I've been doing this for around 4 years. I'd say a little over 4 years. Yeah, 40 years. Well, 8 months break, but like, holy Jesus Christ, he's pulling a Kurt J. Mac in a different way though. His is more like, at least Kurt J. Mac's consistent. Like, I don't blame him. Like, this project's ridiculous in terms of time commitment. So it's like, I may look like I'm like belittling him in some way, but I'm not really, because it's like I can totally understand why he's not spending that much time. I really like can completely understand when he why he's not putting as much time into it. Yeah, it's he's kind of venturing off, which is cool and all. It's just that he keeps making stuff like promises and stuff like that, and it's like never actually. I can also kind of relate to that, but at least like I will eventually get to it at some point in terms of promises. But to be fair, I usually even admit right before I even make a promise that I may not actually even do in the first place. In this case, I'm making a promise of finishing this project. Sticking to it. If there's one promise I'll actually guarantee to make happen, it's definitely finishing this project for sure. And in a consistent speed too. What's up, James? I'm doing pretty good. Okay, I understand why he wants to do it. That's just a lot for a project like this. And also, I really doubt he's kept every single block. I'm gonna be genuinely surprised if he actually has kept every single block since he started. Because it's like, there's no point in trying to keep every block. You're gonna be using blocks regardless, so it's like, there's no point in trying to calculate. I mean, I guess you can estimate, kind of like what I've done, but I'm just keeping... I mean, the only reason I keep dirt, for example, is literally, I have a reason for each one. I mean, who wouldn't keep all the resources that aren't stone, let's be honest. I mean, dirt's good for inventory space, so I never have to worry about stone entering my inventory, except for like this because of lava, but I think my thing is he keeps mentioning that I was gonna mention this earlier. Oh yeah, it's the fact that he keeps mentioning he doesn't have enough time. That's my like biggest problem is the fact that he keeps mentioning that he doesn't have enough time to do the project. Probably my biggest pet peeve of all of them, for sure. It's like, dude, you spend hours, if not almost daily, working on your other games. I mean, like, I understand that that's the reason why I didn't pick up the blocks, because it's like, I don't want to put that much time. This already takes an insane amount of effort, so this already takes an insane amount of effort just to do, just to mine the world. I can't even imagine trying to collect every block. Yeah, like I can understand when he had two jobs in college. I can see that one for sure. And funny enough, he actually put more time into it at that time than he does now, which is really funny thinking about it. He has more time now, but he puts less time into it. It's actually oddly similar to what I used to do. I used to put less time into it, but when I got a job, I actually put more time into it now. It's a weird phenomenon with like motivation. I mean, to be fair, he can technically spend, I'd say close to 40. You can actually, you have a lot more time, so I don't know how many hours he works, but I can't understand, I really don't, I mean, I don't want to ask him how many hours he works or stuff like that. I don't want to, go into his personal life, but if he works, this is gonna go all theoretical, because I don't know, so if he does work more than 40 hours, he could figure out a way to increase his income while reducing his hours in some way if he actually has like the motivation to do that. Instead of like just putting up a ton of hours. I don't know how many hours he works, so that's completely. Yeah, I have it. I have donations. I've made over. Because you gotta remember, I can put in 40 hours myself. I basically have to spend almost every minute of my free time, but, well, maybe not every minute, but I'd say a good amount of my free time spent mining 40 hours. If he's willing to handle 40 hours, that's a real question here. Can he actually handle 40 hours while neglecting almost everything else? Because the only way he can do that is if he only spent doing Operation Bedrock. He can spend 40 hours a week. I can spend 40 hours a week with working like 35 to 40 hour a weeks per job. It's actually not too difficult. I mean, as long as I have nothing else going on, but it really isn't super hard to work 40 hours a week. I think I could work up to 50 hours actually, because I could work 30 hours on my days off, 3 days off. I could work. I mean, not work. I could stream 30 hours a week the days off, and then like 4 hours a day for 3 days. So that's 12. That's 40. Yeah, it's 42 hours per week, and I could probably spend a little bit more if I pushed it a little bit further, but. You know what? I would actually almost prefer working 7 days a week and like very low hours per day. I think routine would be easier than having this weird, complex 4 days working, 3 days off with these weird hours. Like, oh, it's not okay. Not weird hours. Sorry. It's more like just constantly changing hours. If that makes sense. So I would rather work like 5 days or 5 hours per day at 7 days a week or something like that. I don't know. Or even I could I think I actually liked my old job's hours. It was 5 days. No, 6 days a week, 6 hours. So it's 36 hours pretty much, almost exactly. I think 2 part-time jobs would be chaotic. I would rather just have 1 full-time job. I don't see the point in having 2 part-times. It's like, what the heck is the point in having 2 part-time jobs when you can have just 1 full-time? Is it just for flexibility's sake? Because that sounds really annoying. Because you have to like, what if you worked What if your part-time job, like, inflicted with, what if both part-time jobs inflicted with some other day? So now you have to have a chance of having 2 days. You have to worry about 2 jobs taking off, or 2 days, 2 jobs having to do this thing. What's up, Masky? Yeah, 40 hours a week is, actually very manageable. I just think people people at least, when I say waste time in this context, I mean in their eyes they'd be wasting time than what they actually want to do. I don't care, but in their eyes, if they're doing something they don't want to do, then they're probably wasting time. So people waste time, at least they're in their eyes, more than they think they do. Let's be honest here. So, I mean, it really just time management. It's something that I've been learning, and it's very helpful, let me tell you. Not just living in chaos, actually trying to understand where I'm putting time into. It's like similar to money. It's like how people are really bad with money, or I don't think bad, I'd say just like just chaotic with money. And just kind of just let money fly. It's just like time. They let time fly. Or both, in some cases. Like you have limited amount of money and limited amount of time. You have to manage both. Like with all the people that are so self-deprecating that they don't even realize that nobody actually really cares how self-deprecating they actually are. And it can be kind of a nuisance, or a nuanced, or actually it's more of a nuisance behavior, self-deprecation, because it's like, I mean, the one thing is it kind of just brings down everything, but the chair, I swear. The chair's so squeaky. That's why it's kind of funny, because it's like, it's kind of ironic that people are saying that I'm wasting my time, but they're like wasting their own time by doing something they probably don't want to do. Like commenting about somebody else wasting. It's such a weird, it's such an odd thing that people do. Like I can understand like I can understand the mindset in some ways of the wasting time thing, but it's like at the same time, it's like, why, what's the point in your comment? Because it's like, you don't really have much of a point, you don't have much information to even make a valid point to begin with, so it's like, what are you doing here? Also, that point is also kind of subjective, regardless of what you look, how you're. It's subjective, almost subjective, however you look at it. There could also be some assumptions about my own what's it called? Like self-neglect. There could be some assumptions about self-neglecting, which I can actually understand that. Aren't you also, wouldn't they also be self-neglecting their own desires, or in some way? It's like, I really doubt these people actually have much motivation to actually tear people down. I actually thought about that. I feel like it's just more spur of the moment type of tear down, not like actively wanting to tear other people down. For the most part. I'm not saying this is always a thing, but I have a feeling that's like, you're kind of, it's like you're you may be making assumptions about self-neglect of the person that you see doing something meaningless in your eyes. It's self-neglect, but you don't even have all the information to begin with, so it's not like that assumption's even valid in the first place. You're just taking a shot in the dark. All these people being, I won't say all these people, there's only like a couple of comments I've seen. It wasn't actually that bad that I've seen. And it's just that all these people with like being so smug, these few people that like act so smug about their comment, even though they have no way to truly conceptualize the meaning behind this, or the meaning and or like the background behind this project. They just see me mining a world. It's like, thank you for being extremely close-minded in that way. Why are you acting so smug again? Just kind of odd. I mean, they do realize that I could easily just publicly shame them by putting their comment, screenshotting their comment, and putting it inside of a community post. I hope they realize I have that power, because you're giving the power to me, because you're responding, or you're giving me input. I have the ability to respond to whatever you're doing, so I don't care enough to really publicly shame people, but it is an option that I have. This is actually a pretty big cave considering this size of world. At least for this version. I don't know why I keep going over here every single time. Thinking like, oh yeah, I have to empty out my inventory, but just no. I have to just go to the shulker boxes. Do it all the time now. up Smith. Yes, it was. One of my friends built it a long time ago, back in 2019, as like shown on the. Is represented by the picture. One of my friends built it. One of them also built Kermit with the Infinity Gauntlet as well, which was interesting. And I think another person built Sans. I think it was the same person who built the that creeper face and the hangman. Pretty sure. And then actually no, yeah, he did build it. I'm pretty sure. And then something else, I don't remember, but. I hate how hard it is to aim with the bow on console sometimes, I swear. Sometimes I'm really good at it, and sometimes I'm horrible at it. play a little bit of PC on my friend's server. I've built a gold farm with them. I built a, I had full netherite armor, max netherite armor. I built an enderman farm. A few other things as well, but stuff like that. I've dabbled a little bit with 1.17 and 1.18. Could you please? That's really the only time. Like, I've kind of just ditched that server, I'm not gonna lie. For, this project. For now, at least, because I wanted to finish the project anyway, so I don't want to waste any more time. I technically could have done the, I forgot why I actually didn't do the, why I didn't stream. I think it's because it was just the holidays, and the holidays really kind of screws up plans, let's be honest here. Unless you plan with the holidays, it's gonna screw up anything outside of it. What's up, John? I do have cake. It's just, it was from a challenge that a subscriber did. They like killed a llama or something like that, gave me $5, and told me if I kill another one I get 5. Then they did like a, I think it was a $10 or $15 challenge. And then you might remember that, but I think it was like, I think I got like $40 or something like that out of all of it. It was actually kind of difficult to travel across the world in a given time. I think I had like 5 minutes or something like that to create a cake. And do mind you, I was literally hundreds of blocks away, so getting there was still kind of a pain, and having to cross the world again to find a chicken for an egg. Kind of stressful, I'm not gonna lie, just a little bit. What's up, Wandering Penguin? God, I can't even imagine trying to rebuild a Minecraft world. Can't even imagine trying to hand place over 40 million blocks. I just place stone and replace the lava. That's pretty much how I get rid of it. What's up, Phoenix? If I do what? Happens if I do what? The water, I just use the sponges and I sand column it. Honestly, if you wanna see the entire process like sped up, quite literally, you can watch a time lapse that I made. I kind of made it for that reason, was to show everybody the process that I use. Just let me tell you, it took a while to optimize. I wouldn't say fully optimized, but I'd say I at least roughly optimized everything, at least for Legacy console, for the limitations for this console edition. So. Yeah, I can't even imagine making a new seed by hand. That would be absurd. It wouldn't take much time, but I don't have world edit, so. I think the only interesting way to do it, build the world, if you created a super flat, get rid of all the dirt inside of the inside of the super flat, and then rebuild the world or whatever. Or you're pretty much creating a new one at that point, but. Probably the only way I can think about doing that. Without, spending years and years of just mining the world and then having to rebuild it. You know how many memes there are gonna be of that when I finish? Wait, now build it back up again. It's like in quotes. That's gonna be one of the things. Or put it all back or whatever, something like that. Some kind of quote like that. I can already imagine what types of quotation or like types of quotes I'm gonna be getting. imagine that. It'd be really difficult. I played the 1.18 update. Not much of it, but I played a little bit of it. I've done some cave exploring. Stuff like that. I've had my fair share of deep slate as well. Now they just need to make a tool that can insta my deep slate, which I have no clue what kind of tool you would have to get, but there should be a tool like that is powerful enough to insta my deep slate or have higher levels of enchantments. Riley. me it's insurmountable. It is not insurmountable with deep slate, with netherite. It's twice as strong as stone. You have to break through the resistance value. There's no way netherite is fast enough to break through. I'm pretty sure I've even tested it as well. Like right after 1.18 came out. There's no way. It has to break through the hardness value. The speed value, the speed value has to break through the hardness value or something like that. It takes twice as long to mine those, to mine deep slate as it does with the... So yeah, that thing is definitely wrong. I've even tested it myself multiple times. I mean, even a netherite axe, can't even... A netherite axe with efficiency 5 and haste 2 can't even insta-mine wood, so... And it's a step above diamond, and it still can't even insta-mine it, and diamond's super close to insta-mining wood as it is. No, if netherite was like a hair faster, it might be able to insta-mine wood, I'm pretty sure. That'd be so sick. But, unfortunately, it is not. I'm actually kind of curious of what the threshold is for insta-mining either wood or deep slate. Or how much faster you would need, really, I would say. Now, if they added something like, honestly, I really don't know. Like a new type of gem or something like that. You know what they should have? They should have alloys, like different types of metals. To make stronger tools and like reinforced tools. Like make reinforced tools is a better way of saying it. Not making tools more reinforced. I'd say just making reinforced tools. The other way would also be kind of cool as well. But that's better. I mean, you could make it simplistic. Like, it doesn't have to be. You could probably make it simplistic. I mean, look at how netherite and diamond, like, you literally just put a piece of netherite ingot into a, what is it, smithing table or something like that? I forgot what it's, the actual table is called. And you just put a diamond pickaxe in there, and you're pretty much just coating the diamond pickaxe and netherite. You can do something very similar. Or you can smelt different different materials together, like diamond and iron, smelt them together and make some kind of like infused like iron infused diamond or diamond infused iron or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. You'd also have to change the properties of iron and diamond or something like that as well, just to make them make more sense to even be combined in the first place. I mean, we technically already have some form of alloy it's not actually an alloy because it's, I mean, diamond's not a metal, so or the concept of making alloys is already in Minecraft, so you just have to expand upon that idea a bit more. It'd be kind of cool, I would think. I mean, you can smelt. Well, I mean, it's not really about smelting. It's more just about, like, I guess you can use a stone cutter in that case. I guess it would depend on the what you make. So if, like, you're using a gemstone, like a gemstone or something like that, like diamond, you could use a stone cutter. If you're using, like, you're using iron-based stuff, like, or not iron-based stuff, like metal-based stuff, you'd use a amethyst. Yeah, amethyst would be pretty fun. You'd give amethyst more use. You could also make probably new tools like steel and stuff like that. You could probably mess around with like oxidation and like how iron oxidizes and stuff like that. You could also mess around with that. That'd be actually kind of cool if iron tools oxidize after a period of time. So you had to make new ones. Or you can like, yeah, you can fix like the oxidation by somehow reinforcing it into steel. I don't
really know how like creating metals works, so I'm not too sure about that. Like how alloying works, or just creating metals in general. So Jack, wait, why is that the worst? I don't know dates that well, or years that well, or historic history that well, so I wonder how well it'll do, the legacy version. It really was a big update for its time. Also, wasn't it like the start of like updating biomes? Pretty sure. Like the start of like actually like revamping biomes. Pretty sure 1.13 was. I could be totally wrong on that one, but I think in terms of revamping them is when they started it's 1.13. You could argue 1.9 with like the exploration update, but I mean I'd say 1.13 was more of a revamp. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember that much before 1.9. Actually, at 1.10, I don't remember.
Actually, I don't really remember some of these updates. Like, I'd say anything before the aquatic update, I have like all the updates listed in my head. I can't go past 1.14 though. I mean 1.13. Uh, Before that, the updates are a little bit blurry, I'm not gonna lie. Like I know 1.8 that I think they added bunnies and was the end of the general update of combat. Then 1.19 was, or 1.9 was a combat update. Don't remember what 1.10 was. Don't remember what 1.11 was at all. 1.12 I don't remember for some reason. And then after that I remember pretty much all the updates. I think they in 1.5, I think they added horses at 1.5 or something like that. I know in the PS3 edition a long time ago, or Xbox 360, they added horses and beacons in one of the updates. I don't remember which update it correlated to with the Java, but it was also when the console editions were really far behind. I played Pocket Edition at 0.6.0, and then literally I think within like a month or two they added what's it called? Cakes and water buckets and lava buckets. That's when they added in 0.7.0 in Pocket Edition. And then the next update was 0.8.0. They added like redstone, pumpkin pie. Actually, I think they had I don't remember if they actually had redstone. I know they added like redstone components in 1.8 or 0.8.0. And then 0.9.0 is when they added like infinite worlds, and that's when they started like keeping up with that's when Pocket Edition started soaring pretty much. If I remember correctly. And then I think 1.0.0 or something like that, something like that, I think they added the nether. I could be wrong about that one. I think after that though it's kind of blurry, not gonna lie. Just a bit. I think the legacy version is actually the easiest of all the versions, just in general. I think the only thing that makes it difficult is the lack of control, like the control limitations, but that's really it. I mean, the fact that you could literally just save without exiting says a lot about it. It's the easiest, in my opinion, of the versions. Oh yeah, another reactor. remember how difficult that thing was to make. Holy Jesus. That thing was difficult to make at that time. Like, really difficult. It was like the crowning achievement on the game. It was just so difficult to get resources in that version. It's kind of crazy, actually. I remember I felt like a god getting 1 block of diamond on that version. It's like, my god, this is how it's like to get 1 block of diamond. To be fair, that's also when I first started playing, so it's not like it was... Shouldn't have been that much of a surprise. I think the nether reactor was before that. I'm pretty sure the nether reactor came before 0.9.0. I could be totally wrong on that one, but I don't think it was. I think it came before that. I don't remember the nether reactor coming so late into the game. I know mining was like the first thing I did in this game, or in Minecraft in general. Like when I was on Pocket Edition, I would literally make like 10 wooden pickaxes for some reason, and just go mining. Like, when I first started Upper World, this is literally the first thing I would do. I don't know, something about just collecting tons of resources is actually quite satisfying sometimes. Can you imagine how crazy it would be if I started mining a world in 2012, like on Pocket Edition, not the console, but how crazy that would be considering how popular Pocket Edition was if I mined an entire Pocket Edition world. In that version, that'd be crazy. Especially since I don't think there were definitely no beacons for sure. An absolute pain. But that would be actually kind of funny. A double chest of stone pickaxes. It's kind of funny. I think I've actually done that before. I mean, it still wouldn't be horrible. I mean, it would still be an insane feat, let's be honest here. It'd still be crazy, especially for that time. Because mining a chunk was also already pretty difficult on that version. Considering the controls you have to use. I remember me and my, I think it was me and my sister, actually. I don't remember if it was, I think I've done this by myself as well as mined a chunk on Pocket Edition. I spent like the entire day, it felt like, mining it with just stone pickaxes. Not recommended, let me tell you. Honestly, I think mending is just broken. It's straight up overpowered. There's a lot of like there's so many things that are overpowered in this game. At least there's a good key. There's a few key overpowered things like mending, villagers. Um, I'd say zero-tick sugarcane farms are also kind of broken, especially in conjunction with like a skeleton farm. But beacons you could also consider pretty overpowered, but they're so hard to get for what they're worth that it at least somewhat balances it out. But honestly, I'd say villagers and mending, in my opinion, are probably some of the most broken things in this game. If you just have both of those things, I mean, to be fair, villagers supply the mending, so. But if you just have both of those things, you're pretty much set. What's up, Angel? Also, thank you as well. You can literally produce infinite diamond tools and armor. Combine that with mending, and you also combine that with like an XP farm, and you're basically set. I mean, yeah, you can get netherite, but let's be honest here, is netherite really like that much better for having unlimited diamond tools? You could just get netherite with the diamond tools anyway, so you sort of in essence need the diamond tools anyway, so oh yeah, you definitely can. I mean, to be fair, you could say the same for like cobblestone generators, but like I could fill my entire world with emerald blocks if I wanted to. It would still take a long time, but yeah, it would still take a long time, don't get me wrong, but still wouldn't be horrible. I mean, it would still take a long time to place it down. I mean, getting that much would be one thing, but placing it all down would also be kind of a pain. I forgot somebody calculated if I took all my stone, pretty much in this world, or they questioned how much emeralds I would get if I took all my stone in the world and traded in or something like that, and I would get like 2 million emeralds or something crazy like that. I don't entirely remember, but that's only if I'm collecting everything, which is not really worth it personally, because you still can't really truly collect anything. There's no way, because you use the materials anyway. You have to use some of the materials. It's like it's pretty much impossible to not have. It's pretty much impossible to have super accurate results anyway. You can probably get pretty close. I just don't see any point. I mean, I guess you could just subtract it. I mean, I have enough emeralds on here to get, I think, over 4,000 emeralds. I just waited all night in a skeleton farm. I think I did it for 2 nights. Pretty sure at some point on this world. I have enough to do that. already, and that was just 2 AFK nights. That wasn't even like daytime or anything like that, if I remember correctly. I think that was just nights. Could totally be wrong on that one, but unfortunately you can't do that on Bedrock anymore. Well, you can't do it on Bedrock at all. Java and console, or Java and Legacy are the only versions that you can do that on. Or it's more like, a better way of saying it's more like Java is the only version you can't do it on, at least. Pretty sure. Wonder what happened to the 3DS version of this game. If anybody remembers that. I think we calculated it one time, and it was like, I mean, if you aren't counting all the dead space, like, inside of that pyramid, or like any structure, it's like it's around 60,000 torches placed. Just the floor. Just the floor. It was like 61,000 torches, but if you just round it due to having structures placed in different spots, it's around 60,000. It honestly really is too weak. What's up, Justin? Depends on the situation.
trying to talk and like I think the mic is too far away. Yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. I've said like the same sentence like twice, and like the mic was too far away. Or I was just not speaking loud enough. I don't know, whichever one.
up Carlos like less than 18%. I think after this section's done, I'll have less than 15%. Something like that. Probably gonna end the stream soon. I'm gonna just do half a layer today, or half a layer this layer at least, because I don't want to push the time to close to 3. Contemplating trying to finish this layer or not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it early tomorrow. I'll just finish the layer early tomorrow or something like that. Depending on how much sleep I get, but... Or I'll just make up for it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday like usual. I always do that anyway, so... But, going to end it now. I think my pickaxe, I only had like a pickaxe left anyway, so...